Harlequinade is a real showcase for the Harley Quinn character, who was obviously gaining popularity among viewers and the creative team going into the show's second season. We hear a little more about her background and her dysfunctional relationship with the Joker starting to become a regular thing. We had seen them bicker before this, especially in the trial episode, but the volatile attraction between them is given a little more detail here. The Joker crashes a black market bid for an atomic bomb capable of destroying most of Gotham, and through his insane threats, he's able to leave with it in his possession. The cops and Batman are made aware of the situation and are desperate to find Joker before he blows up the city. A radical idea by Batman sees the Dark Knight acquire the help of Harley Quinn. In exchange for her release from Arkham, Quinn agrees to aid Batman in tracking down the Clown Prince of Crime, hoping to find him prior to the bomb drop. Along the way, the Caped Crusader, Robin, and Harley run into multiple dangerous, yet wacky situations. Harley Quinn co-creator Paul Dini wrote the script for Harlequinade, and he clearly had a lot of fun doing it. While the stakes are high, this episode finds plenty of time for lighter, more comedic scenes. You get a real sense of Harley's personality away from the Joker as we start to scratch the surface of her obsession with him. I know a lot of people think Harley Quinn is overexposed nowadays, but the character connects with countless fans around the world for a reason. This was just the beginning of that, and it's no wonder why so many people were drawn to her. She comes off as legitimately funny and generally likable in this episode.
Did you see the way I handled those creeps? Pow! Bam! Ooh, Batgirl, eat your heart out! Ha! And here you thought I was just another bubble-headed blonde bimbo. Well, the joke's on you. I'm not even a real blonde.
That made me laugh out loud on my last rewatch. I can't underscore enough how great Arlene Sorkin was in this role. She just nailed all her deliveries, while the character was still forming her identity in those early years. There's a lot of good stuff in the commentary track from Dini, Bruce Timm, Shirley Walker, and Eric Radomski. One of the more ironic points of conversation had Dini talk about how he didn't think Harley could hold her own show at the time, although he did previously work on a Harley and Ivy program for late-night TV, which never got the go-ahead.
I'm not sure she's a lead
she
character.
needs the Joker. It's the two of them together.
Well, if it's Harley solo, then they'd have to give her a family and, crazy relatives that are wackier than she is, and you don't really want to do that.
It's funny to hear him throw out ideas that they eventually did in the Harley Quinn animated series years later. While Harley has a big supporting cast in that show, it's a popular series now that's currently in between its second and third seasons. Batman's interactions with Harley are really fun. Their odd couple pairing made Bruce the perfect straight man to Harley's goofy antics. This wasn't the last time we'd see this dynamic either, so Harlequinade proved a successful way to introduce it. As he started to question why a person with some kind of moral compass is infatuated with a serial-killing madman, we started to feel a bit of sympathy for Quinn. She's obviously trapped in a vicious cycle. Her previous profession proved she was trying to help people before, so how and why did she leave her morals and good sense behind for a violent psychopath? You have to remember, this aired in 1994. While the one-shot comic book story Mad Love by Dini and Timm had hit the shops by then, the specifics on Harley's turn to the dark side weren't well known yet. All this backstory was just starting to make its way to the surface in the show, so when we got little teases about the genesis of her and her Puddin's relationship, it made the character more and more intriguing.
When I was a doctor, I was always listening to other people's problems. Then I met Mr. J, who listened to me for a change and made everything fun.
You think it's funny when he hurts people?
It's just a joke.
One of the elements that makes this installment stand out is the music. Shirley Walker mentioned in the commentary track that she got to make a more cartoonish score than usual. While there's definitely a lighter tone to the soundtrack, we still have a decent amount of the show's more familiar melodies mixed in, so that made for some diverse listening. In addition to the music, they also made sure to add a fair number of more cartoony sound effects.
Ha ha! Ow! Oh, come on, Bats. Had me all locked up in his bad old car, too.
There's a great scene where Harley and Batman stumble upon a secret criminal nightclub. Bruce is double-crossed by Quinn and tied up by the gangsters. Harley knows she's not out of the woods as the proprietor of the establishment, Boxy Bennett, suspects something's up. When she sees Robin arrive outside, Harley causes a distraction by singing a number on stage.
So I tried to be aloof when you pushed me off the roof. I feel our romance is dead.
I love Batman pounding his head there. The song is called Say That We're Sweethearts Again, from the 1944 MGM musical comedy Meet the People, starring a pre-I Love Lucy Lucille Ball. It's a perfect tune to describe Joker and Harley's relationship. Listen to the full song or read the lyrics to see why. This enjoyable little sequence has a pretty cool backstory that Paul Dini described in the commentary.
Arlene and I lived within about a mile of each other, and we'd go to the recordings together some days and just drive over together. And she was working on an audition piece for some singing she was doing, and she had found this old song called Say That We're Sweethearts Again from an old MGM musical called Meet the People. And I've never seen it, although they occasionally show it on Turner Classic Movies. And she just happened to be singing it in the car, rehearsing it. And I heard the lyrics, and I was going, man, if there was ever a song that defines Harley and the Joker's relationship, that's it.
It's great. It's as if it was written for her.
And it has that old 1940s screwball feel to it. And we thought, well, if we could ever get it in the show, it would be awesome to do it.
Spoilers for the ending. After nabbing the bomb, Joker takes Mayor Hill hostage, forcing him to stop any evacuations of the city. Harley is eventually able to lead the dynamic duo to Hill's mansion, where Joker is about to take off in a plane, leaving Gotham to explode behind him. Batman and Robin stop him initially, but Quinn breaks her deal and rejoins the Joker, giving him the upper hand. When our heroes remind Harley that all her friends and even her pet hyenas will be killed with the rest of the city, she switches sides again, helping the Dark Knight and Boy Wonder escape. They stop the countdown clock on the bomb as Joker attacks from the air, almost igniting the explosive with bullets.
Laugh this off, Puddin'!
After being knocked loopy by Quinn's weapon, Joker crashes the plane into the mayor's mansion and emerges largely unharmed. Harley then holds him at gunpoint as her puddin' taunts her.
You don't have the guts! Not in a million years, would you?
Surprising everyone close by, she actually pulls the trigger. But unknown to Harley, it's a dummy gun. Admiring her chutzpah, Joker opens his arms and Quinn embraces him, ending this wacky roller coaster of a story. Credits got to go to everyone involved here. You can include Ronnie Del Carmen and Eric Radomski's title card in that praise too. It's one of my favorites. They all pulled off an abnormal story for this series in a very entertaining way. If there's one thing that's not as high quality as the rest of the show though, it's Dong Yang's animation. It's not bad and has some solid sequences, but we've seen better from them. Just a little nitpick. Also, this is one of those episodes where a lot of cell dirt made it through the restoration process. It has more visible blemishes than a lot of other HD installments on the Blu-ray set. I should mention that Mark Hamill's Joker is great as per the normal. While he's not the focus, we do get a trademark Joker Venom scene that reinforces his unpredictably twisted nature.
You really should loosen up, dealer. Have a laugh now and then.
Yeah, that's never not going to be horrifying. His willingness to wipe the entire city off the map was a big step up. Trying to take care of Batman, the police, and the whole shebang in one fell swoop gave him a more cut-and-run attitude than usual. But as always, Joker survives another encounter with death, by this time woozily walking out of a fiery plane crash seconds after the impact. In the original script, a helicopter was supposed to be used as the character's getaway transportation, but director Kevin Altieri changed it to a World War I era plane. It works great that way and presents more comedic opportunities with the Joker in the old-school pilot outfit. Plus, it improves the action with the use of that gun turret. Kudos to Altieri for directing a really strong and unique episode with a few very memorable moments. Even if you're not a huge fan of Harley Quinn, this is just a well-written, directed, and acted installment of Batman the Animated Series. It covers a lot of bases, being funny and exciting while advancing Harley's character further on her path to becoming one of the most beloved DC characters of the last 30 years.
Say that we're sweethearts again.